They called her a queen, not because she ruled a nation, but because millions bowed to her screen. Before this story goes any further, like this video and subscribe to the channel, because what you're about to hear is not just a story, it's a warning wrapped in beauty. In the heart of a modern African city, where glass buildings kissed the sky and billboards glowed all night, lived a woman everyone thought had already won life. Her name was Zuri. Every morning, Zuri woke up before the sun, not to pray, not to reflect, but to check her phone. Likes, views, comments, shares. If the numbers smiled at her, she smiled back. If they didn't, the whole day felt cursed. Her apartment was beautiful. White walls, gold mirrors, ring lights standing like silent guards in every corner. Designer bags placed carefully, not for use, but for photos. Zuri knew angles better than emotions. She knew filters better than feelings. Online, she was fearless, confident, loud, untouchable. But when the phone screen went dark, the silence in that apartment was louder than traffic outside. No laughter, no warm voice calling her name, only the hum of the city, reminding her she was alone. Still, Zuri believed one thing with all her heart: fame is love, and love is enough. And as long as the world kept watching her, she didn't need anything else. Or so she thought. Fame doesn't leave loudly. It slips away, one view at a time. One morning, Zuri refreshed her page. Again and again. 10,000 views. Then 8. Then 5. Her smile froze. She blamed the internet, then jealousy, then haters. But deep down, she knew the truth. The world had found someone newer, younger, louder. On her phone, other African influencers danced across the screen. New faces, new energy, new stories. And suddenly, Zuri felt old at 26. Brands stopped replying as fast, comments felt colder, compliments were rare. That night, Zuri sat on her bed, phone glowing against her face, scrolling endlessly, hunting for the next big thing. That's when she saw it. A video. An African woman holding a baby. No makeup, no filters, just a child's laughter filling the screen. 5 million views. Zuri's heart skipped. She clicked another, then another. Mom life in Africa. Day in the life of a young mom. My baby changed everything. The comments were full of love, support, blessings, respect. And in Zuri's mind, a dangerous idea was born.
Some thoughts don't knock. They enter quietly and destroy loudly. Zuri stared at the ceiling that night, not thinking about motherhood, not thinking about responsibility, but thinking about views. She whispered to herself, "Babies make people soft, emotional, loyal." Her phone was already in her hand, Notes app open. She typed, "Pregnancy reveal, baby shower content, birth vlog, first cry reel, first steps, first word." She smiled. To her, this wasn't a life plan. It was a content strategy. She didn't think about sleepless nights or sacrifice or patience. She thought about growth charts, not of a child, but of her account. In Zuri's world, everything had value only if it could be posted. And a baby? A baby was endless content. Not every couple in love is lying, but some are just performing. A few weeks later, Zuri appeared online with a man. Tall, stylish, confident. The perfect picture. They took photos on rooftops, in cafes, under city lights. The captions were poetic. The smiles looked real. But behind the scenes, their conversations were short and cold. He liked attention. She liked purpose. Neither liked commitment. When she told him about the pregnancy idea, he laughed, then shrugged.
as long as it doesn't slow me down. Zuri heard what she wanted to hear, because in her mind, the story mattered more than the truth. The audience didn't need reality, they needed romance, and Zuri was ready to sell it. Some news brings life. Some news steals it, slowly. The video was perfectly planned. Soft lighting, African music playing gently in the background. Zuri, smiling with tears in her eyes. I have something special to tell you all. The pause was intentional. I'm going to be a mother. The internet exploded. Comments flooded in. Women prayed for her. Men congratulated her. Brands rushed back. Zuri watched the numbers rise, heart racing, hands shaking. She didn't feel fear. She didn't feel doubt. She felt power. That night, alone in her apartment, Zuri placed her hand on her stomach. Not with love, not with worry, but with satisfaction, because the plan was working. And somewhere in the quiet of that city, a child's story had begun, without ever being asked. Fame is sweet until it becomes the only thing you can taste. The pregnancy announcement did more than save Zuri's career. It rebuilt her ego. Her phone no longer rested. It vibrated. Messages from brands, invitations to interviews, baby product companies calling her Africa's modern mother icon. Zuri walked through the city with her head high. People recognized her, smiled, whispered. She loved it. Every doctor visit became a vlog. Every craving became a reel. Every mood swing became relatable content. But when the camera went off, she skipped appointments, ignored rest, ate late. Not because she didn't care, but because content didn't wait, and neither did fame. Some women carry life. Others carry an audience. As Zuri's belly grew, so did the pressure. Followers wanted updates, daily, hourly. How are you feeling today, Queen? Show us the baby kick. Cry for us. And Zuri delivered. Sometimes she cried on camera, then wiped her tears the moment the recording stopped. Pain became a prop. Emotion became currency. Her own body stopped feeling like hers. At night, she stared at her reflection, stretch marks forming, eyes tired. But instead of fear, she felt calculation. This will trend. In Africa, elders don't warn twice. One afternoon, at the clinic, an older African nurse watched Zuri quietly. After the camera was turned off, the nurse spoke softly. Daughter, motherhood is not for the world. It is for the child. Zuri laughed politely. Times have changed, Auntie. The nurse sighed. Some lessons don't change, only the pain does. Zuri walked away, phone already raised. She didn't post the warning, because wisdom doesn't go viral. Some men love fame until responsibility arrives. The man who once smiled beside Zuri began answering calls late, then rarely, then not at all. No more rooftop photos, no more captions. One message appeared on her screen. I'm not ready for this life. That was it. Zuri didn't cry long. Instead, she filmed a tearful video, soft music, caption, strong African single mother. The audience rallied, sympathy poured in, and Zuri learned something dangerous. Pain brings views too. Some children are born into arms. Others are born into algorithms. The hospital room was bright, too bright. Cameras ready, tripod set. Zuri breathed through pain, not holding a hand, but holding a phone. When the baby cried, the camera zoomed in before Zuri did. Welcome to the world, my blessing, she whispered. But the nurse noticed something strange.
Zuri looked at the screen first, then at the child. The baby was wrapped in colorful African cloth, beautiful, perfect, branded. And as the video uploaded, the baby's life officially became public property.
A baby should be loved, not filmed for likes. The first few weeks of the baby's life were surreal. Zuri's apartment was no longer hers. It was a studio. The baby cried. Zuri smiled. The camera clicked. "Cute, right?" she whispered to the lens. The baby had no idea it was being turned into content. Every sneeze, every tiny stretch became a reel, every giggle a TikTok. The nurse frowned from a distance, noticing the constant filming. Zuri's followers watched religiously. They celebrated. They commented, "She's such a loving mother." But love wasn't what the baby felt. One night, the baby got sick. Zuri saw it, paused, then picked up her phone. "This is real motherhood, my loves," she narrated. Views went up, likes poured in. The baby's cries became her gold mine. In her world, content came first, life came second. Some warnings whisper, and some scream. One afternoon, the elder African woman visited Zuri. "Child, you are making mistakes," she said softly, almost pleading. Zuri laughed, brushing it off. "Times have changed. Babies make content now." The woman's eyes narrowed. "Your child is not for the world. You will regret this." Zuri shook her head. "Don't worry, Auntie. I know what I'm doing. Everything is for my followers." That night, lying in her empty apartment while the baby slept under the camera's soft glow, Zuri felt a pang of doubt, but quickly dismissed it. After all, she was winning. The world was watching. But warnings never die. They only wait. Praise is loud. Criticism is louder. At first, everyone celebrated, but slowly cracks appeared. Comments turned harsh. Some called her out. "This is not African motherhood. Your baby isn't your content, it's your responsibility." Zuri ignored them, blocked a few, brushed off the rest. But the whispers grew louder. The internet doesn't forget. It doesn't forgive. Even her loyal followers began questioning. Brands hesitated. The shine of the Slay Queen started to dull. Zuri still smiled for the camera, but inside she felt a flicker of unease. When you treat life as a show, life eventually shows you back. One night, the baby's temperature spiked. Zuri was editing content. The camera recorded everything, including her indifference. The nurse yelled, "Take him to the doctor now!" Zuri hesitated. 1 minute would mean losing engagement. She chose the camera. Hours later, guilt hit. But the baby's cries had been posted online. The audience didn't notice the neglect. They only saw the adorable baby reacting. And Zuri realized the line between life and content had already disappeared. Some secrets are private. Some go viral. Someone leaked the hospital footage, the moment Zuri ignored her sick child for the camera. The internet exploded. African Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, everyone shared the clips. Comments were merciless. "She's exploiting her own baby. This is child abuse." Brands pulled sponsorships. Followers unfollowed. Her fame, which once soared, began crashing like a building under fire. For the first time, Zuri looked around her apartment. The mirrors reflected a stranger. The lights only highlighted shame. And she realized the game she played had turned against her. Fame is fragile, and it can shatter in a single click. Zuri woke up to silence. Her phone, once alive with notifications, was quiet. No messages from brands, no alerts from followers, no hearts or thumbs up flashing across her screen. Even the comments under her baby posts had turned cruel. Exploiting your child for money, shame. Where is your conscience? She scrolled aimlessly. Each post, each memory, now felt like a lie. The city outside didn't care. The lights still shone, the traffic still roared, but for Zuri, the world had gone dark. Her apartment felt smaller, colder. The mirrors reflected a woman she barely recognized. The Slay Queen, once untouchable, was crumbling. She tried to post. Nothing went viral. Nothing mattered anymore. For the first time, Zuri felt fear, not of failure, but of herself.
Some mistakes don't just ruin reputations, they risk lives. A knock at the door broke the silence. Two officials stood there. One woman, formal, stern, holding a file folder. One man, quiet, watchful. "Zuri, we are from Child Protection Services," the woman said. "The baby's welfare has been reported. We need to take him temporarily." Zuri froze. Her first instinct was to film, but no camera was allowed inside. The baby, her prized content, was taken in their arms. His cries echoed in the hallway, and Zuri couldn't stop the tears. For the first time, reality crashed in. No followers, no likes, no fame, just the emptiness of her apartment and the distant cries of the child she had used.
Alone in luxury, she finally saw her reflection. Zuri's apartment, once vibrant with cameras, neon lights, and constant editing, was silent. No baby cooing, no notifications, no visitors. The gold mirrors reflected a woman exhausted, not from motherhood, but from pretense. She walked past her designer bags, untouched. Every corner reminded her of a life built on illusions. For the first time, she thought, "What have I done?" She remembered the nurse, the elder woman, the warnings, all voices she had ignored. And now the weight of solitude hit harder than any like or comment ever could.
Some lessons are taught too late, and some mistakes cannot be erased. Zuri sat on her bed, staring at a tiny blanket, her baby's blanket, folded neatly, waiting for his return. She remembered every reel, every edited video, every cute moment she had captured. Now all seemed cruel. Tears rolled down her face, not for herself, not for her lost fame, but for the child, the innocent life she had used for views. She whispered softly, "I treated you like content, not like life." The weight of that realization sank deep into her soul. Nothing could undo it. Nothing could bring back the lost innocence. And somewhere in the city, the world moved on, oblivious.
In Africa, some mistakes have consequences, and some are permanent. Weeks passed. The child remained in safe hands. Zuri's accounts were restricted. Brands refused her. The internet, once worshipping her, now forgot her. She tried to start over, but every camera felt heavy. Every flash reminded her of betrayal. For the first time, Zuri understood. Motherhood is not a stage. A child is not content. The lesson came bitter, sharp, and unavoidable. She was left with nothing but silence, regret, and the memory of fame, and the child she had once called hers, now out of reach.
In Africa, some mistakes echo for a lifetime. The baby thrived in the arms of those who truly cared, loved, nurtured, and safe. Zuri faded into obscurity. No cameras, no followers, no fame. She wandered the city streets, anonymous among the crowds, her colorful clothes now meaningless. She had everything and had lost the one thing that truly mattered.
The final line of the story echoes in the hearts of all who watched. A child is a life, not content. Fame is fleeting, but responsibility lasts forever. And with that, Zuri's journey ended. A cautionary tale for every slay queen, every influencer, and everyone chasing the illusion of glory over love.